And a lot of people eat less meat and things that have protein or have taurine in it. So we're in a double bad situation. Because in this study, they gave mice, they gave monkeys, and they gave humans taurine. And they found that all of these species had a decline in taurine, even with taurine being consumed. So it's not the fact that we're eating less protein that's making us deficient in taurine. It's adding insult to injury to something that's already happening. Now, what this study found is that taurine was able to increase the lifespan of mice by 10 to 12%. And it was able to increase the lifespan of worms by 10 to 12%. They didn't test humans because you can't make them live forever and you can't monitor that kind of stuff for 100 years.
Well, so careful. Now we're leaping from the animal and the worm to the human, but oh wait, you can't study the human. So I'm pretty human-centric, and I think we need to have studies in people before we say that it's going to be helpful for people. And I know I'm being critical of a low-carb advocate, but you know that we need to be self-policing our own echo chamber, if you will, so that if something worked to increase longevity, yes, actually a keto diet has been shown to improve the lifespan of mice by about 10%. And here, just giving taurine, I guess, did the same sort of thing. I wonder what the benefit of taurine plus a keto diet would be. And I wonder if this is going to be extrapolatable or generalizable to the human species.
But they also found, and you're going to love this, that it decreased age-related weight gain by 10%. Age-related weight gain is a lot of times associated with poor nutrient sensing, with poor metabolic health, poor mitochondrial function. And here we are thinking protein is key just because it's protein. Protein is great. If you eat a steak, it's going to satiate you. If you eat some protein, it's going to help you build muscle and increase muscle protein synthesis and improve your muscle protein breakdown to synthesis ratio. All these things that are great. It's going to keep you from being frail. It's going to keep, you betcha. But we are overlooking the individual nuanced nutrients and signals that we get from various things. So eating meats or foods that are rich in taurine in a bioavailable form can help us significantly, because when these studies, they look specifically at taurine supplementation. We're talking anywhere from 1,000 milligrams to 6,000 milligrams, 1 to 6 grams per day, having huge benefits.
Now I wonder, and I'll take a look at the article, if this was in the context of a low-carb diet. If it hasn't been tested in the context of a low-carb diet, then I'm not sure that I would make the recommendation, because we know the low-carb or keto diets have benefits in and of itself, with the longevity, for example. So I'd want to know what the incremental benefit of adding taurine would be onto the low-carb diet.
Now, if you talk to people like Dr. Paul Saladino, they really go on about taurine a lot. But even if you have an opinion on him, some of the research that he's been referencing is accurate. It's right. It's like definitely something that we see, that taurine is especially available in more rarer forms of meat, like what I mean by cooked to a little more rare degree. It's sort of the same kind of situation with creatine, right? If you eat enough red meat, you get creatine in. But the evidence suggests that more creatine in isolation is really good. So here we have taurine and creatine, two extremely important things for energy metabolism and antioxidant effects and anti-inflammatory effects within our body. And we're decreasing the amount of protein that we're eating as we're aging, when our demand for these things is even more.
So you can always consider the context. And if you're one of my patients who's trying to lose weight or reverse diabetes or other metabolic problem, I wouldn't listen to this research. It's not the right context, not the right situation. And even then, it's probably not extrapolatable beyond whatever situation they were using it in. But making that leap from this kind of research to then promoting it for a diet or dietary supplement, I think is premature.